Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 7 of X Factor From the Ashes, written by Mark Russell. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. So with that said, this issue picks up with a meeting at the X Factor house. And when we get there, we get the general saying, "Get everyone who's not dead or fired in the situation room now." And once they all were gathered, she continued to say, "I assume you've all heard what went down." Now to this none of them was tracking, which shocked the general because she asked if any of them ever even watched the news. So with everyone still lost, the general told Pyro to turn on the TV, which he did. And the first thing you see plastered all over the scene is Victor Von Doom. And according to the general, as of midnight tonight, Doom is officially taking over as the Emperor of Earth. So as everyone sat completely shocked, on the next page, we get a narration saying, after the mutant genocide in Genosha, the island was auctioned to the tech billionaire Ethan Farthing, who created on its abandoned shores the world's first algorithmic republic. So it is now called Gigosha, a new kind of nation, governed entirely by an ever-changing algorithm. Its only directive being to make Gigosha the most powerful nation on Earth. Like so many civilizations before, it drew in the poor and desperate to replace the dead and unwanted. So today, it is populated by humans, and the nation is controlled by a quantum computer using Fartekka's paperclip algorithm. We cannot let this technology fall into Doom's hands. So you have until midnight to destroy it. I know you're all grieving Oscar, but you're professionals, so I'm sure you won't let your nation down. The stakes could not be higher. Now this led Zyber to ask, okay, once again, I feel I should point out that I am only 17 years old. Now this statement was quickly dismissed as the general then went on to say, the good news is that you won't be going in alone. Say hello to your new team leader and also your old team leader Angel. For Angel was just released from the hospital yesterday. And just to add the icing on the cake, the general then points out how they also have an additional new member by the name Forget-Me-Not. Now Forget-Me-Not is a deep-cut character who was on the X-Men team from the very start, whose mutant ability is to be forgotten every time you look away from him. Now following that, the general's narration continued and said, to improve our odds of success, you will be joining forces with Black Wolf, a mutant assault team based in Chechnya. So as the team approached the island, Cecilia asked, why is Black Wolf here? To which Angel answered he thinks they are here to do whatever the general doesn't want to be seen on TikTok. Now as the craft landed, we get a narration from Angel saying, the team had changed so much during the time I was away. And I supposed I'd changed a lot myself, but I figured everything would be fine as long as I was in charge. And as they were exiting their ship, the Black Wolves weren't impressed with them at all, so Angel told his squad to allow him to do the talking. And instantly, Angel went on to say, Cyanide, Ordo, and Trident welcome, my name is Angel and I'm X Factor's team leader. Now to this, the Black Wolf team member replied harshly and said, we do not care, we are here to complete the mission, not to make friends. And then he went on to say, this is what will happen, you create a diversion and take out the transformer. Then run like frightened chickens until we complete our real job. Once the transformer powering the quantum computer is destroyed, we will fight our way in and crush it. So with that being said, the Black Wolves just turned around and walked away. So with nothing left to say, on the next page, we see Angel flying while narrating, I hear a lot about AI replacing people, but I don't see it. All I had to do was study the pattern of Paperclip's cannon fire on the lunar mission and I knew exactly what it would do here. When you think about it, all AI or any data-driven algorithm does is obsess over the past, which also happens to be where all the mistakes are kept. Then again, that does sound like most people I know. So maybe it's already replacing us, who knows? So as things started to heat up, Pyro and Cecilia took out their first target by blowing up a gigantic propane tank. So with one target down, the next target was to take down the power grid. So with that underway, the two that were sent there were Zyber and Granny Smith. Now Zyber was sent here because of his power, but he was less than happy to help in the way they wanted him to. Because Zyber stated, I know I'm only on the team because I can do the electromagnetic pulses, but each time I do it, it's like getting a million x-rays. So I don't know how many I get before it kills me. Now to this statement, Granny Smith just casually told him to hang back here where it is safe and went on to just jump into the power plant and fried the entire grid. So with the second target achieved, we then switched over to the Black Wolf team and they instantly started their mission. The leader of their team ordered Trident to take the lead because they would be expecting heavy resistance. And as they walked through the hallways, the leader stated, you know I am called Cyanide because I poison the air around me. My poison getting deadlier with age, like most people I suppose. But when you are a man made of poison, that leaves you very few options in life. And as expected, the team just cut their way through the hallway, and as they did that, we transitioned back over to Angel meeting up with Cecilia and Pyro. And as he landed, we get a narration from Angel saying, "Everyone seems to think Doom getting his hands on this technology would be the worst thing in the world. But I can't see why he'd even want it. It doesn't seem that smart at all." So once they were together, they turned to see the unthinkable as an emergency broadcast went out saying, "Citizens of Gigosha, emergency protocols have been activated. According to the law of the land and the citizenship user agreement, your neural implants have been activated." And just like that, the entire population started to resemble the Walking Dead. So as they marched on, Angel continued to narrate saying, "But it has since occurred to me that the purpose of this technology was never to make its owners sharper or more intelligent, but to infect everyone else with its mediocrity. Because just a few years ago, Genosha was an uninhabitable ruin. Almost no population or resources to speak of. There was nothing of value on the island other than the fact that nobody cared what happened to it. And once Mr. Farging started building, millions began flocking to Gigosha, the first nation to be governed entirely by algorithm. No elections, no leaders. The laws changed daily as designed by one and only one source, the most powerful computer ever made. Upon arrival, newcomers were given a neural implant so they could be updated in real time as the algorithm made changes. Many of the people who came to Gigosha were exiles and refugees. People with nowhere else to go. So what did they have to lose? An answer they'd learn sooner rather than later. The paperclip AI program didn't just control Gigosha's defenses. It could commandeer everyone who had a neural implant, which was everyone. And this was the technology our handlers were trying to keep Doom from getting. This was what they didn't want him to release on the world. How do you fight an entire nation that has signed itself away in the terms of use? So as the citizens attacked X-Factor, Zyber powered up and released an electromagnetic pulse that fried everyone's implants and knocked them unconscious. So with the battle won, Zyber was in bad shape as they made their way to rendezvous with the Black Wolves. Now speaking of the Black Wolf, on the next page we see them arriving at their target. And once there, Trident states that they may be war criminals now. So with the AI in sight, Cyanide reminded his team of their mission by saying, "No, don't forget the mission." That's just what we told the Americans so they could put it on TikTok. For we're not here to destroy the quantum computer because it is much too valuable. So they are here to steal it. So with the item in hand, the team arrived to their craft and was just about to escape. But before they did, they blew up the X-Factor jet just to make sure they would chase them after they realized they were betrayed. Because their plan was not just to steal the AI but to also sell it to Doom. But little did they know, Forget-Me-Not was on board their ship and heard everything. And with no hesitation, he stole theirs and took off. And on the next page, we see Forget-Me-Not land his jet and pick up the rest of the team, just so they can forget about him instantly. And as they left, Angel continued to narrate, "Days like these really remind you just how little of life is under our control. Luck simply being our word for when the chaos goes our way. It's like if we had a word for the tide that brings a drowning person back to shore. Because they wouldn't live long enough to name the one that took them out to sea. Maybe that's why people are naturally optimistic. They are, by nature, survivors, whereas everyone who knows the truth is already dead." And on the last panel, we see Doom saying, "Your petty conflicts are now at an end. Everything you have, everything you are, now belongs to Doom." And with that said, this issue of X-Factor comes to an end. Now down in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts about this issue and what predictions you could have moving forward. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.